The truth has no agenda, but the media does. The truth has no agenda, but I think El-Baradei does. The truth has no agenda, but I think the Obama administration does. The truth has no agenda, but you don't know the truth. The truth is, this pro-democracy talk is the result of a progressive movement. Let me ask you this. Why are people saying this is like the fall of the Berlin Wall? John McCain stated on Sunday, we can't afford another Tiananmen Square in Cairo. So we're saying Tiananmen Square, and we're saying the Berlin Wall. But isn't there a better comparison to this in history? Because this is exactly the same thing that happened in 1979 in Iran, isn't it? Wouldn't that be a better comparison? You know what? We should make that comparison in all the details at the bottom of the hour. Oh yeah, because you won't believe the comparison. Anyone in the news, you know, bringing the Iran 1979 angle to the table, boy, it's been deafening, except on this network. History explains everything, especially that history. Same with the Weather Underground. Remember we told you on this program, you don't have to be a weatherman to know which way the wind blows. We did several days on that report. It fits this scenario. Did the media ever bother to find out about that? Did the media ever bother to find out what was Bill Ayers and Bernadine Dorn, his wife, what was she doing getting involved in the flotilla incident from Turkey to Israel over the summer? Remember? The Weather Underground involved in the flotilla with Turkey. Hey, wait a minute. Turkey, isn't that the one that just changed power? And they just had the guy who said, hey, don't worry about it. Democracy is just a stop. Oh, wait a minute. Turkey also just got in bed with the Muslim Brotherhood, who was involved with a flotilla as well. Boy, there's a lot of stuff to question here, isn't there? America, you're not getting any useful information at all from the media. That's why most people sit on their couch and say, I know I'm supposed to care, but I don't know why I should. Because you're left feeling uninformed and helpless. They're not giving you anything. They're showing you pictures of people that are rioting. You feel bad for them, as you should, because they're being played. You look at the angry dictator and you say, that guy's got to go, as you should. But why was he our friend? Oh, we're going to unpack everything this week. Oh, there are going to be people that are upset at me on the left and the right. I'm going to tell you why we really went to war in Iraq before the hour is through. It's going to take a few days. There's a lot of information. I'm not going to give you the 2-minute soundbite. I'm not going to treat you like you're a moron. I'm going to treat you like you really do want to understand what's going on in the world. And we'll piece this whole thing together. It's going to take a few days. But I invite you to DVR this show every night and don't miss an episode. Tell your friends, don't miss an episode. This is important stuff. A few people have it right. Over the weekend, we talked to so many experts, and I have chalkboards full of questions, but we also have the answers. I want to start over here. I want to start by looking at a map. And it is important to see what is really going on and what this leads to. I believe, again, the coming insurrection. Right now, we are seeing riots in Egypt. Riots in Egypt. Egypt is on fire. The little blue faces are really the dictators that we've made friends with. And we say, oh, they're frenemies, really. There's 125 dead in Egypt in over a week. Egypt is a frenemy. Okay, let's look at the map at our friends, our frenemies, and our enemies. Do you see very many friends, the yellow ones? Now, Egypt's unrest was inspired what happened in Tunisia. Here's Tunisia over here. Tunisia was on fire. By the way, there are reports now out of Libya that riots are happening in Libya. Oh, good. Well, here's the Sudan. Everything is great in the Sudan. Here's Yemen. There's riots in Yemen. Of course, we know about the riots here. What about the riots in Jordan and Syria? I haven't heard about anything in Turkey. I know there are some in Pakistan. Oops, that's an oil rig. I think they have those too. I've run out of riots. Tunisia booted their president out after a couple of weeks of protest. All right. So we have Tunisia. We leapfrog here and we go to Egypt. Saudi Arabia. You think Saudi Arabia, nobody's going to turn on the frenemy of America? Saudi Arabia, these guys are dirtbag dictators. And look, Yemen's about to be taken, so is Jordan. When that happens, what do you suppose happens? Could I just play this scenario out? Egypt. Egypt is now Muslim Brotherhood, or will be. Muslim Brotherhood, that's Sunni. Remember, Sunni. Iran is Shiite. They don't like each other. That's Hezbollah and Hamas. Both want Israel destroyed. I'm going to show you how this whole thing cascades all the way over to us next. Let me just take you through this map. I want to show you the coming insurrection. Remember, we started over here with France and England and Italy and Greece all on fire, right? We've been telling you about the coming insurrection that is happening all in Europe, all across Europe. They've been protesting out on the streets and setting things on fire and destroying things, and it's all laid out in the coming insurrection. I have told you that this is a global movement. Could you play this out with me and just humor me for a second? Here we have Egypt. It started in Tunisia. Tunisia then leapfrogged Libya, went right over here to Egypt. But the fires are starting here as well. But we see them here. This is already in revolution and flipped. This is in revolution. I want you to look where Israel is. Right here. And Israel, the Gaza Strip, is on fire. You have any idea, this strait, how much commerce is done through here? You also have this little area. All the oil from the UAE, everything flows here. This is Iran. Play this out with me. So it jumps from here, starts fire here and here. Then, if the Muslim Brotherhood and the radicals would take over, like they did in 1979, I'll show you in a minute, it's exactly what happened. Oh no, this is all moderate stuff. If it happens over here, then we not only have a problem with Israel, but Saudi Arabia is in trouble. Because remember, Saudi Arabia is also not a friendly place. Riots will start here. Iraq will be squeezed. Syria, Jordan will fall. Who will stand with the United States? Who will stand with Israel? Because this is Sunni and this is Shiite. You have Hamas, and Hezbollah. Hezbollah has got to cause more chaos here. They will clearly go into Iraq where we are, and the squeeze begins. This will be on fire. This is already on fire. This is on fire. This is on fire, and it's riots all along. So now you have the entire Middle East being pushed by Iran and Saudi Arabia, basically, if it remains. They'll drag these guys out at any time and kill them all. These guys have to be freaking out. Now let me go the other direction. Let me go here. This is Africa, the tip of Africa. Here's Egypt, Libya, Tunisia. What's next to Tunisia? Algeria, also on fire now. The riots are starting here. Morocco is on fire. What's across from Morocco? Spain, connected to France and Germany and Italy, also on fire. And Greece, also on fire, which brings you right back here to Turkey. The entire Mediterranean is on fire. More than that, it's not just the surrounding countries of the Mediterranean. It also spreads up here. You have the UK and Ireland already with riots in the street. You have Russia with a bombing. Well, now let's see. Let's play this through. What do you think happens? These two collide. Quite honestly, they could make us collapse financially. Just these two colliding. Let alone if this is on fire as well. Are our forces there? What do? This is colliding. We're pouring all of our money into here and trying to keep things stable. China pushes this direction. Here's China. Pushes this direction and just says, knock it off, guys. These guys are pushing this direction. This is all pushing up into the middle, into the Mediterranean, into Spain. This becomes a caliphate. This becomes China dominant. This becomes a Muslim caliphate. If they think Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, Egypt, Libya, possibly Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Turkey, are now some sort of a Muslim caliphate, if anyone begins to think that that is a chance, what happens to the overwhelming radical population of the UK, of radical Islamicists? What happens? Do they just sit around on their hand, or do they see an opportunity? When you take the Marxists and you combine them with the radical from Islam, when you combine those two forces, which is exactly, we'll show you this week, what is happening here, the whole world starts to implode. Does Russia push across this way? And what do we do? This is not just happenstance. This is not just poor people mad at rich people. This is coordinated. Tunisia was the beginning. I think there's a chance that Tunisia is our Archduke Ferdinand moment that I've been telling you about, warning that it would start in some place that wouldn't look like anything, and most of us wouldn't understand it. He was the guy assassinated in Sarajevo, June 1914. A month later, Austria and Hungary declared war against Serbia, and the rest is called World War I. I believe a snowball is being formed, and it is starting to roll. There are too many people that want to have their dream world. You're not going to be able to catch it, but you can at least prepare to not get caught in the snowball. I'm going to show you in a minute how this isn't Berlin. This is Iran, 1979. I'll show you why we really went to war in Iraq. It's not for weapons of mass destruction. And then if we have time, tonight we'll introduce you to our friend, Mubarak. Next.